just a set of blocks, a set of light to medium weights. We'll use total body, and then a Pilates yoga ring if you have one. If not, no worries at all. We'll use one of these blocks. All right, let's go ahead and start with our warm-up. Coming to a child's pose, bringing your knees wide, hips towards your heels. Extend your arms long out in front. Just resting your forehead towards the floor, maybe to a block if you like to bring the earth closer up towards you. Focusing here on your breath, deep inhales, deep exhales. Inhaling, filling your belly, ribs, and lungs. Full exhale through the mouth. Continue with that breath. Deep inhales, belly, ribs, and lungs. Hold at the top. This time sealing your lips. Breathing in and out through your nose, building heat within the body. Maybe sinking your chest closer towards the floor, hips towards the heel on your full exhale. Your next full exhale. On the inhale, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat, actively pressing your left hip towards your left heel. Arms over to the right, feeling that stretch all along the left side body. Hold it for the exhale. Walk your hands through center over to the left side of your mat, sinking your right hip in towards your right heel. Actively stretching your fingertips long to the left side of your mat, feeling that stretch all along the right side body. Coming back through center, bend your elbows, bring your palms to touch. If you would like, you're welcome to hold it here. You can also draw your thumbs toward the nape of your neck for an additional tricep stretch here. And gently release your palms back down to the floor. Come up to a tabletop position. You'll be bumping your hips side to side, left to right, right to left. And if you're just joining us, no problem. We'll need a set of light weights, set of blocks, and a Pilates ring if you have one. If not, the blocks are going to be just fine. With your wrists directly under your shoulders, knees under your hips, tuck your toes, hammock your belly, lift your gaze, deep inhale. On your exhale, scoop and arch, untuck your toes, round your spine, gaze towards the tops of your thighs. Inhale, tuck your toes, lift your gaze, hammock your belly down towards the floor. Come through neutral, untuck your toes, round your spine. Let's do that one more time through. Inhale, tuck your toes, lift your gaze. Spiral your elbow creases in. On your exhale, untuck your toes, round your spine. Come back to a neutral spine, bump your hips side to side. From here, come back to neutral. Inhale, lift your left arm high. Exhale, reach it under and through the right side body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left arm under and through. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach your left arm under and through all the way, maybe releasing your left ear or cheek to the floor or to a block. You can extend that right arm out long in front or keep it directly under your hip, under your shoulder. If you have your right arm extended, release it back under your shoulder. Inhale, lift your left arm high. Exhale, release. Inhale, right arm lifts high. Exhale, release it under and through the left side body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach it under and through. One more time, just like that. Deep inhale, right arm high. Exhale, release your right arm under and through the left side body. Maybe releasing your right ear or cheek to the floor or to a block if that's more comfortable. You are welcome to keep your left arm boxed out under your left shoulder, or you can extend it long out in front. Hold it for the exhale. Release your left hand back under your left shoulder if you have extended. Inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, release it down. Bump your hips side to side. All right, tuck your toes, bring your hands up, palm print forward, lift your hips up, come into our first downward facing dog. Pedal your heels one at a time. Pick the wrong shirt with these pants. Just pedaling the heels one at a time. Lifting and lowering the heels. You can also lift and lower at the same time. Inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, lower them over to the right side body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower them over to the left side body this time. Inhale, lift, pedal your heels. Relaxing your neck, biceps towards your ears. All right, let's come into our warm-up flow. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Bend your knees, stack your hips, stacking your right hip over your left. Circle out your right ankle. Square out your hips. From here, flex your right toes. We're going to lower and lift for 3. And lift. That's 2. 1 more. Hold the right leg high. Bend your right knee to your right elbow. Kick it back. Right knee to nose. Kick it back. Right knee to left elbow. Kick it through. Fallen triangle. Lift your right arm high. Release your left hand down. We're going to pivot on to the left side. Come into a side plank. You are welcome to hold it here. If you like, you can lift that right leg. Maybe bend your right knee coming into wild thing. Release that right foot behind. Press your hips up. If you have your dog flipped, go ahead and come back to your side plank. Stacking your hips. Come back down to high plank. Press your hips up, downward facing dog, pedal the heels. All right, lift your right leg high, three-legged dog. Draw your knee in towards your chest, step through. Find your breath. You are welcome to use blocks here on either side of your right foot. Rise up, sealing your left heel. Coming into warrior one. Deep bend to that front right knee. Shoulders stacked over your hips. Holding here and breathing. Beautiful. All right, we're going to hinge forward, straighten that front right leg, coming into pyramid. And rise, bang into that right knee, arms up overhead. Do that 2 more times. Straighten that front right leg, pyramid, arms sweep back. Rise up, bend to your front right knee, coming back to warrior one. That left heel stays planted, hinge forward. And rise. All right, hold it here in warrior one. We're going to exalt our warrior. Lead your left arm towards the ceiling. Release your right hand to the inside of your left thigh. Gaze up, look up. From here, we're going to pivot forward. Straighten that front right leg. Left hand down to the inside of your right foot or on a block, right arm high. Let's do that one more time. Rise up. Coming to warrior one. Arms overhead. Hold the left arm high overhead. Release your right hand behind the inside of your left thigh. You can also just hold it in space. Hinging back. Rise up, coming back to warrior one, arms overhead. We're going to draw that left hand down, straighten that front right leg, hand to the block or to the floor, right arm high. Hold it here for the exhale. We're going to rise up, opening up to warrior two. Deep bend to that front right knee. Just going to move the block so you guys can see. Deep bend to that front right knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend one more time, bending deeper into that front right knee. Hold it here. Warrior two. Extend that angle. Reach the arms high overhead. You can also release your right hand to your right thigh. Come into triangle. Straighten that front right leg. Lift your arm high. Come back to extended side angle. Bend that knee. Maybe hover that arm this time. Come back to triangle. Straighten that front right leg. Maybe rotate your left shoulder open. All right, hold that leg straight. We're going to reverse our triangle. If you want, you can flex the front right toes within your heels. Pulling and breathing. Gently cartwheel your hands down, framing your right foot. Hold it here for a breath. Step your right leg back. You can come into three-legged dog, lowering down. You can release your right foot down. You can come onto your knees, coming down on your flow. Elbows stay tucked in. And press up, tuck your toes, come with tabletop or directly downward facing dog. Pedal your heels. All right, let's repeat that on the other side. Then we're gonna use that ring. Be nice and warm. All right, pedal those heels. Inhale, lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. Bend your left knee, stack your hip, circle out your left ankle. Maybe gaze under your right arm towards your left toes. Square out your hips, kick your left leg straight back, flex your left toes. Lower and tap for 3. And lift, biceps frame your ears. 2. 1 more. All right, hold that left leg high. Draw your left knee to your left elbow, kick it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, knee to right elbow, kick it through, fallen triangle. Right arm high. From here, we're going to come into side plank. Place your right hand down, stack your hips, left arm up high. You can float that left leg. You can release the left leg behind the back. Coming into Wild Thing. If you're in Wild Thing, come back, flip your dog. Come back to side plank. Come back to high plank. Press your hips up, downward dog. Pedal out your heels. All right, lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. Tuck your knee to your nose, step through. Find your breath. You are welcome to grab those blocks if you like. As you rise up, seal your right heel. We're in Warrior 1. Deep into that front left knee. Right leg is straight, sealing that right heel. Relax your shoulders down from your ears. All right, we're going to flow into pyramid. Straighten that front left leg. Sweep your arms back. Hinge forward. Rise up into your left knee. Warrior 1. Arms overhead. 2 more times. Hinge forward. Sweep your arms back. Straighten that left leg. Rise up. Beautiful. Once more. Hinge forward. That back right leg stays straight. Rise up. All right. We're going to hold the bend, the front left knee, Warrior 1. Release your left hand down to the inside of your right thigh. Just showing you guys from this side. Your right arm's up, left arm is down. Maintain that bend and your left hand, your left knee. All right, from here, sweep your left arm high. Coming back to Warrior 1. Hinge forward, straighten that front left knee. Right hand down to the floor to a block, left arm high. Revolve pyramid. Rise up, Warrior 1. Let's do that one more time. Right arm stays high. Release your left hand to the inside of your right thigh or just hovering in space. Maybe gaze up, look up. Hold it for the exhale. All right, inhale, rise left arm overhead. Exhale, release your right hand down to the inside of your left foot or to a block. Straighten that left leg. Right arm lifts up high. All right, rise back up. Warrior 1. We're going to pivot, opening up to Warrior 2. Open up those arms. Pivot the right toes, deep into that front left knee. Inhale, lift, big star. Exhale, bend. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Relax your shoulders down from your ears. Hold it here for a breath. Come into extended side angle. Left hand to your left knee. Right bicep to right ear. Or you can hover that left arm or draw it in front. Hold it here for the exhale. Inhale, lengthen your right arm high. Straighten that front left leg. Right arm up, left arm down. Bend back into that front left knee. Come into extended side angle. Maybe challenge yourself more this time. Maybe try to hover that arm even higher. Hold it for the exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Coming back to triangle. You can bring your left hand to the floor, to a block, or just hovering inside of your left calf. Try to rotate your right shoulder open. Gaze up to challenge your balance. Hold that front left leg straight. Rise up. Revolve triangle. Left arm high. High five that wall behind you. All right, bend to that front left knee, cartwheel down. Catch your breath. Options here, you can hover that left leg as you kick it back. You can set it down or you can come onto your knees, lowering down. Elbows stay tucked in. And lift. All right, let's come back to child's pose. Find your breath. Hold for the exhale. All right, tuck your toes. Come through tabletop. We're straight to downward facing dog. We're gonna walk our hands towards walk our feet towards our hands. I'm looking at my hands, saying hands. Walk your feet towards your hands to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Sweep your arms up high. Hands to heart. I'm just gonna face you guys. All right, so your feet are hip width apart and parallel. Bring your hands to heart center. We're gonna lower down. We're gonna lift our heels. You can lower down here, or you can swan dive forward, whichever you prefer. Lowering down, slow and controlled. Try to keep your heels lifted if you have your hands at heart center. Maybe your knees snap, crackle, and pop like mine do. Hold it here. Plant your hands down front or on either side or onto blocks. We're gonna find yogi squat. So walk your feet wider than your hips, draw your hips down. You can also have a seat on the blocks, hands to heart center, hands inside of your thighs, opening up your hips, chest is lifted. Any variation here, whatever suits you, maybe sinking your hips lower, toes turned out. Deep inhales, deep exhales. You're welcome to stay Emalasana or yogi squat. If you want to play, you can come into crow before we come back to a standing position and get into our sculpting. You can rock forward. You can also place the block in front of you and resting your forehead. Rocking forward, keeping your knees onto your triceps, lifting one foot or both. You really want to rock forward here. So you can lift one toe, you can lift the other, or you can lift both. Holding and breathing, or just staying in yogi squat. Hold it for the inhale, full exhale. All right, gently rise up. Roll your shoulders back. Maybe grab a sip of water. We are moving on. All right, if you have that ring, go ahead and grab it. If you don't, grab a block between your palms. We're going to be squeezing it. All right, so if you have that ring, go ahead and grab it. We're coming to standing poses now. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. Ring between your palms or block between your palms. Arms overhead, arms are straight. From here, draw your right knee high. Standing single leg mountain. Flex your right toes using your lower abs here. We're going to draw that block or ring down towards the crown of your head, opening up your hip, and then rise up just as you would do with a cactus. Bend the elbows, open the hip, and lift slow and controlled. Bend and open. Keep it going. 2 more. Last one, we're going to hold that right knee forward. All right, from here, we're going to squeeze that ring or that block as we extend the right leg and release. Squeeze, extend, and release, slow and controlled. Try to keep that knee up high, so if it starts to come down, be mindful, lift it back up. Try to keep it at hip height. Squeeze, extend, release, and bend. Whether you have that ring or a block between your palms, you can also use a pillow between your palms. 2 more. All right, hold that right leg straight. From here, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me turn that down for you. There you go. Is that better? All right, sorry about that. Arms overhead, right toe is flexed, right leg is straight. We're gonna lower the arms, lower the toes, and lift. Lower the arms, lower the right foot, and lift. So we're holding that right leg straight. Shoulders stay stacked over your hips, core is engaged. You're using your lower abs and your quads here. Keep it going. Lower and lift. All right, hold the arms straight and forward. Lift that right leg. We're gonna pulse the right leg as we squeeze that block, squeeze that ring, squeeze that pillow. Squeeze whatever you have between your palms as you pulse that right leg high. You're gonna feel it in your hip flexor. You're gonna feel it in your right quad. That's expected. Keep it going. Give me 3 more. And 2. And 1. All right. We're gonna bend that right knee. You're still squeezing that ring, block, or pillow. We're gonna draw that ring, block, or pillow towards your chest as we kick that right leg straight back and then draw it forward. Now you can have that right knee bent as you swing it forward, or you can have it straight. If you want to make it more challenging, place a block under your left foot. Many options here. Bringing that earth further away from you. As you kick that right leg straight back, draw that object between your hands in towards your chest. Forward and kick. Give me 2 more. Forward and kick. All right, hold it here. Whether you're on that block or not, I'm just going to remove it because I'm a little bit short. Place that ring, block, or pillow on the floor. Kick your right leg straight back. We have Shiva squat with a pulse. So pulse that object down, draw your right knee in towards the outside of your left knee. Kick it straight back, release. Shiva squat, pulse, and kick. Shiva squat, pulse, and kick. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. All right, shake it out. All right, now we are going to do the other side, keeping everything symmetrical. Maybe grab a sip of water if you need to. All right, we're grabbing that block, ring, or pillow. Back to mountain pose. Feet are grounded. Lift your arms overhead. Draw that left knee up. Flex your left toes. All right, bend those elbows. Draw that object towards the crown of your head. Open up your left hip. Press up and close. Open, draw it in. Keep it going. So your left hip is acting as a door hinge. Drawing that left knee out from your left hip at any angle. And then drawing it back forward directly in front of your hip. 2 more. If you lose your balance, that's okay. Just come back into it. If you get the weebles and wobbles, that's all right. All right, hold that object overhead. Keep your knee bent. We're going to extend as we squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. So if you have that ring or a pillow, you're really going to notice if you're squeezing, because that ring is going to turn into an oval. That pillow is going to change shape. If you have that block, you're still squeezing that block even though it's not changing shape. Give me 3 more. Extend, squeeze, and release. Extend, squeeze, and release. All right, hold that left leg extended. Hold the squeeze. Lower down and lift. Lower down and lift. Anyone else swaying already? All right, slow and controlled. That's the name of the game. And lift. Try not to lean into that right side. You want to keep a micro bend in your standing right leg. All right, 2 more. 1 more after this. Very nice. Hold that left leg lifted. Hold those arms forward. We're going to squeeze and squeeze. Squeezing that ring in front. So you're working those shoulder muscles. You're working that bra bulge area on the outer corners of your shoulders. You're working your left quad, pulsing and lifting. You're using your lower abs to lift that left leg higher. Keep the leg straight. We have our bird dogs coming up next. Little pulses for 3, 2, and 1. You can bend that left knee or hold it straight. Draw that object in towards your chest. Kick it straight back and extend. I always lose my balance when I face that direction. Extend it out, draw everything in, kick it back. See how far you can hinge on. Can you bring your shoulders parallel towards the floor? Maybe placing a block under that right foot. And extend. Give me 2 more. That's it. Keep your gaze forward to avoid losing your balance. All right, on the next one, we're gonna hold it forward. Release that object to the floor, that ring, block, or pillow. Your hips are squared, your left toes are flexed. Draw that left knee towards the outer right knee, and then kick it back. Pulse, Shiva squat, extend. Shiva squat, pulse, extend. That's it. You've got 5, and extend. 4, and kick. 3, that's it. 2 more, you got it. Last one. All right, we're gonna keep that object with us, but just set it off to the side for just a moment. Arms overhead, swan dive forward. So a nice little stretch here. Pull out your heels, one at a time. All right, let's come into some core here. Grab that object, ring, block, or pillow. We're gonna come to a wide stance, so your feet are wider than your hips, toes are turned out. Bend your knees down. That object between your palms, squeezing that object. From here, tap your right elbow towards your right knee. Rise up just the right side, tap down. And rise. Using your obliques to try to tap your right elbow to your right knee without moving your elbow down. So your elbows are staying outward. We're not bringing it down to tap. You want to keep it outward. Beautiful work, great focus. 4 more. As you tap that right elbow towards your right knee, your left shoulder is stacked directly on top of your right. 2 more. Last one. All right, now we have the left side. Left elbow to left knee. And rise. Now if you don't tap that knee, if you don't make full connection, that is okay. Do what you can. Maybe notice how this side might feel different, maybe easier, maybe more challenging than the right side. And rise. 5 more. You're still squeezing the object, so if you have a ring between your palms, it shouldn't be a ring, it should be an oval. Same with the pillow. If you have that block, imagining you are distorting the shape of that block by squeezing so hard. 2 more. And rise. All right, now we're gonna alternate. Right elbow to right knee, lift that right heel. And rise. Left elbow, left knee, lift that left heel. And rise. As if we're driving a really wacky school bus, maybe a weird boat. Keep it going. Give me 2 more on each side, slow and controlled. That top shoulder is stacked over your bottom, so we're not rolling forwards. Lift that heel even higher. 1 more on each side, elbow to knee. Lift the heel, rise back up, and switch. All right, rise up, walk those feet in. Ooh, shake it out. Now, place that block, pillow, or ring between your thighs. And then we're gonna squeeze that object. This is when the ring gets really fun. All right, feet are hip width apart and parallel, maybe closer, maybe wider, depending on what object you have. From here, we're gonna grab those weights. All right, from this position, we have a tricep extension as we lift the heels. Oh yeah, so hinge forward. You're in that chair position, maybe a slight moderation from a chair. Lift your heels, rock forward, lift your arms. Swing the arms forward, lower the heels. Rock forward. You are actively squeezing that object between your thighs. Rock forward, lift the heels. Palms are facing in, tricep lift and lower as you lift the heels. We're really working total body here today. No excuses. That's it, lift and lower. If it makes you feeling better, we're gonna be on the floor after this. For abs, to finish with glutes, give me 2 more. Lift and lower. All right, this time I want you to hold those heels lifted. Pulse those arms for 10 and 9, heels higher. That's 7, 6, woo, You got 5. That's 4. Stay with it. 3, 2, higher, and 1. All right, set the weights down. Don't send too far. Release that that ring, block, or pillow between your thighs. Come onto the floor. Place that object under your left heel, left Achilles, and roll on back. Grab one weight in each hand. All right, you're rolling down. Your back is flat. Feel free to adjust yourself if you need to. If that object under your Achilles is bothering you, you can roll it up towards your calf or towards behind your knee. Palms by your side. From here, we're going to extend that right leg over the ring or block. Elbows stay tucked in and draw it through. So if you have a ring, you want to kick your legs between that ring. That ring is fire. You don't want to tap the ring. Bicep curl, single leg bicep. Single leg bicycle, oh my goodness. With a bicep curl, so your shoulders are lifted. If you have a pillow or a block, you're drawing that leg over, drawing your knee to your chest. As you draw your knee to your chest, give me a bicep curl. Palms in towards the same shoulder, bend and extend. If you have that ring, kick it through the ring, and then draw your knee towards your same shoulder. Kick, draw it in. Keep it going. Give me 3 more. 2 more. All right, last one. All right, extend your leg. If you have that ring, draw it out to the side. If you have that block or pillow, also draw it out to the side. Arms are down by your side. We're going to reach up, tap towards your toe, and relax down. Reach, tap, and relax down. So, typically when you're doing this move, you're just focusing on that leg that's moving, that right leg. Now, you are actively focusing on pressing that left leg down to the floor, keeping it still. So you're actively working that left lower ab, and you are actively working that right ab. So even though it's not moving, you're still working that left oblique, that left lower ab. Keep it going. Reach up. 2 more. All right, hold that leg to the ceiling. Relax your shoulders down by your side. Draw your knuckles towards the ceiling, palms facing towards your toes. We have a chest press and release. Left leg is pressing in towards that object, holding that object completely still. Your right leg is straight up towards the ceiling, point, flex, or relax your right toes. Try to keep both legs straight. You have your legs in that L shape, press up and release. Wide arm chest press. Actively drawing your lower back in towards the floor. Pulling your navel in towards your spine. Keep it going. That's it. Few more here. We're going to switch sides. Exhale as you press the arms forward. Inhale as you release the elbows towards the floor. 2 more. 1 more. All right, set the weights down, switching that ring, block, or pillow towards your right foot. Anyone else feel a nice deepness into your left hamstring? Don't worry, we'll stretch it later. All right, place that ring, block, or pillow under your right heel, Achilles, calf, or knee. We have a hammer curl this time. Left knee in, crunch up, and kick it through. Crunch, hammer curl. So your palms are facing in towards one another. If you have that ring, pretend that ring is lava. Not any bit of your left leg is tapping that ring. Your navel is still pulled in toward your spine. You're actively pressing that object down with your right leg. Keep it going. This also allows you to focus on keeping your lower back engaged and pressed down into the floor. Left knee in towards your left shoulder. Elbows bend towards the same shoulder, thumb in towards the same shoulder, and then extending that left leg, extending your arms. If you have a block or a pillow, Draw that left leg directly over the right. Knee bends, knee extends. Keep it going. Give me 3 more. Starting now. All right, 2 more. Last one. All right, holding that leg straight, reaching your arms up towards the ceiling, and release down. Reach up, and release. Left leg is straight. Reach it up towards the ceiling. Point through your left toes. That right leg also remains straight, pressing into that object. Reach up towards your toes. Lift your shoulders. Reach up, and release. 3 more. Then we're going to hold that left leg up towards the ceiling. 2 more. Last one. All right. Hold that left leg up. My ring does not want to stay on this side. Hold that left leg up. This time, draw your elbows in towards your body. Bring your knuckles to touch. We have a neutral press. Press up and release. Press up and release. Working the top corners of your chest. Press up and release so your elbows bend outward towards your rib cage. As you extend your arms overhead, draw them directly over your chest and release down. Keep it going. Try to keep that left leg high. If it starts to lower, be mindful. Draw back up. Give me 3 more. And release. 2 more. And release. Set that weight off to the side. We are moving on. All right. Go ahead and draw. Let's see. Let's bring this object between our ankles. We're grabbing those weights in our hands here. Legs are straight. Legs are long to a hover. From here, we're going to lift the arms, lift the legs. Lower down. We're not tapping the arms or the legs. Lower to a hover. Lift up. So if you have that ring or if you have a lot of that object behind your heels, be mindful not to tap that object. That makes it very easy. You want it just to a hover and lift. You can hold your neck up towards the ceiling. You can also just relax your head onto the floor. That's it. Give me 3 more. Raise and lower. Full body here. Lift. And let me point the toes more. 2 more. Lift. And lower. 1 more. Those hip flexors should be on fire by now. And release. Set the weights off to the side. Keep that object. Now we're going to place it between our thighs, just as we did when we were standing. So if you have that ring, block, or pillow, go ahead and place it between your thighs. Bring the weights to your hips. Make sure to hold the weights on your hips. From here, we're just going to lift up and lower. So you're actively squeezing that object, whether it's a pillow, a block, or a ring. You want to try to distort the shape as you lift and lower, keeping it the same shape when your hips are down on the floor, as well as when your hips are lifted. Your shoulders stay pressed in towards the floor. Avoid doing a full bridge or wheel, just a glute bridge. Raise and lower, holding those weights on your hips if you would like to use weights. And lower, just lift and lower. On the next one, hold the hips lifted, tiny squeezes and squeezes, little tiny squeezes. Maybe imagine you can tap your knees together. Keep it going. If you have that block, just tiny cinches, little squeezes and squeezes. That's 10 and 9, 8 and 7. We've got 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2. All right, hold it the tightest squeeze. You just did it a bunch of times, more than 10 times, so you can hold it here. We're going to lower and tap and lift. 9 more. Keep that squeeze. Do not let your knees release from how tight you had them before. I'm still counting. You got 5 and 4. That's 3 and 2 and 1. Gently release the weights off to the side. Gently and carefully release that object from between your thighs. Set it off to the side. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Wrap yourself into a tiny ball, grabbing opposite wrist on your shins. You can also grab on your hamstring if that's more comfortable. Just rolling side to side. Come back through center, relax your head onto the floor. Keep your knees in towards your chest and draw the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling, and then drawing your knees outward towards the same shoulder, coming to happy baby. You can hold that connection on the back side of your thighs. You can also grab a strap here if you have one nearby, or grabbing the outer edges of each foot. You can stay just where you're at. If you like to play, you can roll side to side. You can come into Ninja Baby, extending one leg, drawing the sole of the foot into the other. And of course, what you do on one side, just switching sides. Maybe drawing the legs in a wide straddle on your back. Maybe drawing the soles of the feet to touch. Drawing your knees back together. Extend your left leg long, clasping your hands under your right knee. Point, flex, circle out your right ankle as you flex your left toes. With your left hand, grab the outside of your right knee. Gently guide your right knee across to the outer edge of your left hip. Maybe gazing, looking over your right shoulder. Great lower back stretch here. You can extend that right arm out to a broken T. Maybe bend your elbow to cactus. Opening up your chest and your shoulders. Come back to center. Keep that right knee in towards your right shoulder, drawing a few circles here with your right knee. And then switching sides, left knee in, avoiding your rib cage, just drawing that left knee in towards your left shoulder. Point, flex, circle out your left ankle as you actively flex. And point your right toes up towards the ceiling. Both shoulders in towards the floor. With your right hand, grab the outside of your left knee and gently guide your left knee across the right side of your body. Maybe gazing, looking over your left shoulder. You can have that left knee hovering in space. You can place it on a block or on the floor. You're welcome to extend your left arm out to a broken T. You can bend your left elbow. Here for one more breath. Come back through center, left knee back in towards your left shoulder, circling out your left hip. Draw both knees in towards your chest. Rock and roll yourselves a few times along your spine. Come into a wide leg straddle. You can walk your hands out onto blocks or gently walk your hands out into a forward fold. Maybe bringing your forehead towards the floor or to blocks. Your hands back in towards your sit bones. Draw your left heel in. Release your right hand down. Left arm overhead. Side fold on the right side. Rise up. Release your left hand behind your left hip. Bump your hips up, coming onto your left knee and your right foot. Release back down. Switching sides, extend your left leg long, draw a sole of your right foot inside of your left leg. Release your left hand down to the inside of your left thigh. Right arm comes up high overhead. Hold it for the exhale. Inhale, release your right hand behind your hip. Left arm overhead, bump your hips up, coming onto your right knee and left foot. Gently and slowly release down. Go ahead and come to a seat of your choice. Crisscross applesauce, soles of your feet together. Roll your shoulders up and down. Reverse the direction. Maybe forwards. Sweep your arms up high overhead. Hands to heart center. Fantastic work today. Thank you all so much for allowing me to share my practice and sequence with you all. Hope you all enjoyed the Pilates ring or other object of choice. Thank you all again. My name's Amanda. Namaste.